Hey, what's going on? Jason Wright here. Today we're going to do something new. We're going to do a little flow mixed with a little grow. Is that okay with you? Alright, so if you don't know me, I'm a fan of bourbon. If you know me, this doesn't surprise you. But I've got some things I want to talk about today. The workday is essentially over. Today's bourbon is going to be Eagle Rare 10 year. In my opinion, man, for the money, oof. Don't know if you can beat this one. It's usually about 45 to 50 bucks a bottle. Exceptionally smooth and tasty for what it is. So give ourselves a little pour there before we get talking. I will leave this somewhere over here. Get me a sip before we get into this. Yeah, and I'm just enjoying this neat, no ice, no ice. The title of this video is How to Train for the Entrepreneurial Marathon. And really, this is a video a lot of you need to see and hear. Okay, let me tell you a quick story. And I love talking about my failures, and you get to hear a whole bunch of my failure right now. So once upon a time, I was about 7 years into corporate America. I was working in human resources for a family-owned company, and I decided that I was done working for people. I wanted control over my time, and what that means is I didn't want to wake up early anymore for work. I usually wake up between 9 and 9:30, sometimes 10 o'clock every day now, and I don't take my first call before 10:30 Eastern time, where I live. And really, I'm doing that because I stay up late. I'm a night owl, so why wake up early? You hear about all these people that it's more productive, they get up early or whatever. We all have the same amount of time in a day, right? So I didn't want to get up early anymore. The people I were working for had built a very successful company, and I was like, they can do it, I can at least pay my bills online. So anyway, I remember telling my wife, hey, there's this great neighborhood magazine opportunity. All right, we sell these magazines in the ad space, and you can make, X amount of money or whatever. It was all hypotheticals because the market and eventual markets that I was trying to sell these in didn't have anybody from this company, so there was no data. So I remember telling my wife, I will replace my current monthly income in 3 months. And looking back on that, I think I just made that up because there was no data and no research of any kind to support that. And long story short, it didn't happen. I told her I had 6 months of savings. I ran out of savings within 2 months and struggled like crazy, and eventually had to go back to corporate. And it took me about 18 to 20 months from the time I said that to actually replace my monthly income. I said 3 months, 18 to 20 months is reality. Kind of a big difference there. It's about a 1.5 year difference. So I tell you that to tell the old version of me advice that I wish somebody would have told me, but I didn't know any entrepreneurs really, and here's that advice. The timeline for whatever you're trying to accomplish is uncertain. Doesn't matter what you've got going on. There's always changes and challenges with the market and with different factors of your life that you can't control or anticipate. So the timeline to which things take place is unknown, right? So if you think something amazing is going to happen in 2 or 3 months, it could happen quicker, but there's a good chance it could not as well. So you need to take that into effect. And that goes into my next point, patience. Patience is not something that comes to me naturally at all. I don't like waiting for anything. I find myself patient during hunting or fishing. That's about it. In business and in life, not too patient. I've become more patient because a lot of times you don't have a choice. So if you can remember that one relationship or one opportunity can change your business, that can keep you going, but patience and the timeline being unknown flow into each other. Speaking of flow, I'm thirsty. You thirsty? Delicious and caramely. A little bit of oak. Wonderful, wonderful bourbon for the money. Wonderful. Something else that goes along with my story, and anything I ever tell you is going to be based on my actual experience. So Your experience may vary, or your miles may vary, as some people say, but I'm never regurgitating somebody else's content, right? Everything is real, raw, and definitely unplugged. The next thing I want to tell you is you're probably going to succeed a lot less compared to how much you fail, right? I know people that never fail at anything they do. And what do you think that is? You should drop in the comments if you have a guess. Why do you think there's certain people that never fail? Let me tell you what I think. I think it's because they don't do anything, right? If you don't try anything new, and if you don't take chances, you're not going to fail, because effort is required before you can end up in a place of failure. So failure isn't a bad thing. It is the litmus test that tells you that you're trying or doing something. So failure, you should fail and will fail a lot more than you succeed. If you look at the Steve Jobs and Elon Musks and all these super successful people, and you dive into their story, you will always find a theme of at least one significant failure along the way. It's just how it works, right? You ever seen a little graph where people think entrepreneurship is like this upward trajectory, but the reality is it's a squiggly line and all that? It's chaos, right? It takes a very special person to do this by choice, because you really got to enjoy getting kicked in the face every day to be an entrepreneur. It's the only way I can describe it. And I was talking to my wife today, and I was telling her something, and she's like, yeah, but you love it. It's like an unhealthy, sick addiction in a way, and I couldn't do anything else. So hope that makes sense. This is me speaking to 33-year-old me. I would say pace yourself, young man. Pace yourself. And the reason why is the highs and lows of building a business and maintaining a business and growing a business can be extreme. And this year for us has been very challenging. A lot of things have happened we never even considered, and it wears you out. It wears you out mentally. If you don't have a strong network of people around you that are also entrepreneurs, you can't really have these conversations with people that don't have businesses, because they're not going to understand in the same way as somebody else in your shoes. So it really will wear you out. You have to be careful how much you work daily. My advice to people is do something you enjoy every day, every single day. I don't care if it's 10 minutes, having coffee in the sunshine, whatever the case may be. If you live in a place like me where we have sunshine every day, it's easy, but back in Indiana, in the Midwest, it's much harder because it's gray a lot. But anyway, I think you see my point. You've got to pace yourself, because if not, you will burn out. The amount of people that I have met that have burned out and disappeared in entrepreneurship, it's unbelievable. Most people I know who started their business 5 years ago, and I did quotes because some of them aren't really businesses, but that's fine, they're nowhere to be found now. So that's okay. The amount of people that are successful after 5 years is very small for a reason. It's hard. It's absolutely difficult. It is a mental meat grinder. You've got to do stuff that resets you. For me, I enjoy bourbon and cigars. And that's not enough, right? Bourbon and cigars isn't enough to let me pace myself for the marathon. It's a nice way to relax, but try to swim every day. We have a pool and a hot tub. I try to fish as much as I can. We've got fresh water out back. We've got brackish water that flows into the ocean in the neighborhood as well. So a lot of fishing access. Hunting season, I love to hunt. Down here it's gonna be deer and hogs. I love to shoot guns, target and practicing for hunting, that type of thing. I love hiking. I've hiked all over the place. The hiking's flatter down here. There's not a lot of hills. You have to go north, further north to get into some mountains and stuff. But doing passions mixed with things that relax you is crucial. I promise, if you ignore that, this game will bring you to your knees. Okay, probably a lot sooner than you think. Last piece of advice I'll give you for training for the marathon. I talked about this in a recent video as well to some degree, but be careful who you share your aspirations and business plans with. My advice is keep that inner circle small, keep it tight, keep it with people that share the vision and the dream and the energy And you know what? The best moves are made in silence, right? There is a joy and a absolute strategy and a little bit of genius to when you announce new offers to the market and how you do it and the timing of things. And you can't do that the right way if somebody else is interrupting that. So keep your circle small, and instead of talking about big things all the time, just do them. Hope you found this helpful. Hope you will give my buddy Eagle Rare 10-year a try if you never have. I highly recommend it. And let me know your thoughts. See you in the next video.